I found the community around Escuela View School to be much like that of Chicago's Hispanic communities. It is very cultural and seems to be composed of primarily one ethnicity. In Chicago, areas are very segregated and cultural, with everything from street names to billboards changing languages as you move through the areas. I have come to discover that though not as extreme, this is still the case in Milwaukee. Going towards the community from where I live downtown, I noticed consistent change immediately after going through the 3rd Ward. As I turned onto National and crossed over 2nd Street, I noticed a large amount of alternative lifestyle clubs and bars in the area, many of which had rainbows for signs, and then only 2 blocks away on 4th I see View and primarily Hispanic restaurants and stores. Restaurants like La Prilla take a great part in continuing to keep this area alive, with excellent layouts, patios, and of course, authentic Mexican foods. Simply from watching the people, I knew they had dedication and hard work ethic. One man was even pushing a food cart throughout town. I spoke with him, and he stated that he will move all throughout the city looking for work. He would just simply hook it to the back of his truck and continue working all day long. This dedication is rare among youth and people today, and is scarcely seen in the areas that I am from. When I look around, the only things that were familiar to me were the popular restaurants that I had been to and fun bars like Comedy Sports and Fuego. Even the man with the cart fighting to provide for himself and his family plays a vital role in the community, and had nothing but Hispanic cultural snacks and foods as he walked around. Places like Comedy Sports are bars with a very Western cultural theme, but if you go simply 3 blocks over, this would all change as quickly as turning the page in a book. And on this next page you would see places like Fuego, an extremely popular nightclub that brings things like Hispanic style, music, and dance to a very broad demographic. All of these things are within a square mile of each other and play a different but major role within the community. I never really took the time to understand the way that the community worked or the structure. Going from block to block, I noticed that you very rarely saw a smile on anyone's face, as they walked as if they were on a mission rather than walking proudly. There was a somewhat intimidating vibe resonating from those around me. Even with this said, I never got to the point in which I felt like I needed to look over my shoulder. There was a different feeling that I didn't quite recognize yet. The insignificant things, such as a blue house on the corner, began to stand out more to me than the people within it. Though a somewhat quiet area, the need for help within the community can be loudly heard. We need to pay less attention to all the materialistic things and lives that we're used to, and look through to the other side of the gate where our help is needed the most. Taking things one small step at a time, like volunteering at places like View Elementary, other Boys and Girls Clubs locations, and even within facilities in our own community. Just 10 hours is required of us throughout an entire semester with these children, but the impression that we leave on them is one that will last for a lifetime.